Climbles, Clinchamps, Nilbert, assemble! Yes, it's time for another fantastic adventure in the Snood estate. Ooh, a bird. Yes, I can't remember who I have and have not introduced. I know we've introduced pies. There's 5 types: Climbles, Clinchamps, and Nilbert. And all sorts of other friends. Clapsmacken's having a really bad day. There's a couple of people at the top who I've had to put in intensive treatment, Birdle Snatch and whatnot, etc. Frendulum, so I've got no healer, really. Which is why we're going for an easier quest. And fortunately one's popped up that is right up our alley. Kill the Sonorous Prophet. In the ruins, where the secret's waiting, perhaps, but we've got witch hunters to deal with all that sort of things. Sending in Clinchamps. 5 types. Mandeville, and of course Loom. To deal with the threat. This is based on reasons of range. Again. There's a lot of these fights where range matters. So really you want Hellions, to be quite frank. And the rest will take care of itself. So let's have some sermons to fight against. As is the way of the world. 1 shovel. 1 shovel, 1 key. That's the promise. It's God's design for the world. We've got no vampires, but some could be created. But I won't worry about that. 4. That'll do us, I reckon. Because we've got a plague doctor for the dealing of problems with blighted funky blood boys, so that's okay as far as I'm concerned. Laudanum. I never bother with laudanum, and I'm still alive, so maybe I'm fine. Let's just go.
Excavations beneath the manor were well underway when a particularly ragged indigent arrived in the hamlet. This filthy, toothless miscreant boasted an uncanny knowledge of my ambitions, and prognosticated publicly that, left unchecked, I would soon unleash doom upon the world.
Is he covered in sea urchins, or does that just me not being able to tell what it is yet? All will be revealed in time, I suppose.
The echoes of his mind.
I didn't think the sea urchins were a concern in this neck of the woods. Alright. So there's items we can get if we go left, but I'm not... No, I'm not going to, because that's still quite a ways to go there, and I don't think items are worth it, really. Let's just be expeditious and ignore eggs. Ooh, journal. The blackest of fates. In the same instant, we found ourselves in a place of suffocating dark, facing a creature that defies description. Well, there's a lot of that going around, and whose recollection causes my quill to jump and shudder. Even the quill's terrified. Merciful fragments. Cuthbert hacking at the quivering appendages. Sloughed off and twisted Berlin. Stout plate. Oh no. Oh, heck. Hector Bondavard. Who's got powers? You. Unleash! Yes. Excellent. Lovely bag. It's already had all the stuff taken out of it, all the fun prizes. Scoot. Scoot. Scoot it all over where I want it for convenience, doesn't it? Oh, wretched fleas and everyone else. You should not be permitted. Frankly, it's not good. I need to take care of. Fortunately, I think, because I thought before, but turned out to be wrong. I do think we're, like, basically on the Baron's doorstep as that quest goes, so... Alright, well, that was unsuccessful. So hopefully the next attempt we make at the Baron will be the last. And then these will be repelled for a time, and I won't have to deal with just constant beaky, pointy blood drinks. Drinking the blood with beaky points. And that won't happen either. Cocking Wednesday. Nor Marjorie. Ah! Squogs away! Get back your breakfast. Hide it in the chapel. What else can we do to a man with no beak? You. Okay. Whack. Whack instead, then. How about? Yeah, you're not so predetermined now with your headaches. No, attack Loom. He's ready for it. Thank you for resisting, Mandeville. The Mandevillian resistance. Yeah, you've got not a backwards go at it.
Give them no quarter.
Or some other thing that's a sentence, you know. I'm not here to tell you how to do words. Just spoopy doop, because they're both gonna happen away anyway, so I might as well just get a little healing ability in, so that I may complete the construction of the stone edifice. Thank you for that, that's helpful. Loom can open treasure chests with a key he found inside his vest. Well, it's an heirloom chest. Probably should check to see if it's a specific type of chest before I open it, to see if I actually want the things in it. Might be an idea moving forward. Shove.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing
Shoveling off. Lovely sack of goodies. Yay! 100 gold. Not a lot, but enough to stop me from going to a library and complaining. You ever just complain at a library about the lack of wealth? I imagine they don't want to hear it. It's been exclusively vampirism, which upsets me. Because if I'd wanted that, you've knocked my noggin. And there's an extraordinary number of mosquitoes as well. And that's like... There's one less. Missed your eyes, you little snookus. Don't gather anything. He's resisted twice now. He's a good resistance boy. Heal. I'm doing a lot of healing Biko. Healing Jake Biko. It's plenty of it to go round. That's what I was hoping for. And now we begin the ritual of chop you. Oh, you're the one who's not got the Judgment Lightning block. You've got this, which is not as good. So you're just normal health for everyone. Until such a time as the injuries vanish. Oh, yeah. Debuffs? Nah. Meh. Meh is what I largely say to that. No interest. If I said I had an interest, it would be a lie. No, that's not over there. We got one journal page. I don't want to bother with really literature at all for the time being. Well, maybe I could have saved myself that torch if I'd just See how far we can get without having to rely on Mr. Chips to give everyone the biscuits.
Without tools of iron, you must.
We only had one shovel, didn't we?
An indefatigable purpose.
I never anticipate these just straight corridors. Right. Fleas again! It's just blasted everyone! I'll use that. And then that's the last one I'm going.
A decisive pummeling.
Are we in? Good. Excellent, we've taken over the recording. Hello, viewers. It is I, the Phantom. I've chosen to interfere with this episode for no reason at all. The audio didn't disappear. What are you fucking talking about, mate? I've done this spontaneously and for no reason, while the mosquitoes eat people, because I just like to interrupt when that sort of thing happens. You know, it's a perfectly ordinary thing for me to do. Get off my dick. The dick of the Phantom. So what's he doing anyway?
Destroy them all.
There's a bunch of humans. I presume one of them seems to be a bird. And there's fleas lunging badly, apparently.
Confidence surges as
That
the
one's
enemy
dead.
crumbles.
What's the... Okay, it says in the top left, kill one sonorous prophet. I'm going to assume that's a thing. You don't just go around killing things that don't exist. That would be a ludicrous use of your time.
Clearly in view. Or is it merely...
So I'm going to have to assume it's important, and hopefully this inconveniences him in some way because I'm a malicious entity. For the fuck of it. Suit of armor. Suit of armor again. Are you going to do anything with this suit of armor? There we go. Just sort of fucking about near breastplates. For reasons I couldn't fathom. Wonder what he's saying. Oh, you've got no feet anymore thanks to that now.
His efficacy
Maybe you
unwitnessed
should
by
tell
his
a
own
priest
eyes.
about it. Wonder what's going through his mind right now. Flagellants absolved. I seem to remember him saying he wanted fewer flagellants, so that's probably good for him. But I couldn't really tell you. We may never know what... Oh, what? Yeah. Okay, they're sat down. It's time for a sit down now. Some decisions are going to be made here. And I won't be able to explain any of them. Such things matter not to the Phantom. So hopefully they don't matter all that much to you either, because again, I don't fucking know, do I? I'm just a ghost who occasionally appears on the channel. Previously it was in a spooky context. This is a generally spooky game, I suppose, which is how I got in. Last time it was Halloween adjacent, but I need no such excuses anymore, no. Spooky times are too powerful here, in the dungeon that is darkest. I cannot be stopped, I cannot be restrained. You're taking your sweet fucking time, sunshine. Are we still on this screen? Cooking, some soup. Central soup. Delicious. Maybe it's made with onions. Maybe it isn't. Who's to say? Again, I hope that information wasn't important to you. If someone's holding you at gunpoint asking you to identify soups, I'm afraid I've failed you. Best of luck to you in that scenario. I think he's debating whether or not to have some revelry. It would benefit, a lot of the party is quite stressed. But it comes with some debuffs, so he had difficulty thinking about whether or not to do that, if I had to guess, which I do, because I'm the Phantom. And the Phantom does guesswork, all the time, for a price. That's right, I'm being paid to guess. Ha! You've not got any shovels, you idiot. It gnaws at the back of your mind. As do I. I'm gnawing on all your shovels. Dig this, you little fuck. Oh, bones. Lovely. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. Could you bring me the bones when you're done with them? I need them for projects. Well, that book seems good. Made everyone less dead. You've heard of the Book of the Dead. This is the opposite one. You know how for every book in the world there's another book that's the exact opposite? And if the two books ever touch, they annihilate, and then the library closes down.
Be gone, fiend.
Yeah. Ask anyone. Anyone in the know will tell you. Oh, well, you've only left... Oh, and they turned to dust.
As victories mount, so
Got no use for dusty bones. What do I look like? An idiot? Or a country and western singer? Dusty bones. What kind of infection can you get from ashes? Does the fire not sterilize? Has something gotten in since? What have you been putting in my ashes? Yes, I'm talking to you, the big one at the front. What did you... Have you pissed in my ashes again? Isn't urine sterile, though? What's wrong with your piss, specifically? When I interjected into this broadcast, I didn't think these were the kinds of questions I would be asking myself. I don't know much about piss and what it can do to ash. Least of all Ketchum. If anyone were to piss on him, I would be powerless to explain the effects. So please don't, because I don't like uncertainty. But what I do like is exsanguination. So let's do some more. Oh, you did. You actually did. Oh, a lot of, great minds. Great minds think the Phantom. And now you are dead.
Not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Shuffling around. What are you looking at there? Your breakthrough. Making some sort of comment about one of the skills he didn't have that I suppose would have been useful. Well, that's rude. That's rude and juvenile. That even more so, frankly. Walking around with a crossbow, dodging glaives. You child. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Voluntary abatement.
Kill one of something implies that that thing is in some way important, so this seems to have happened. I seem to have picked one of the important episodes for this to happen. So, fuck only knows how this is going to turn out. But I am an engine of chaos, as we know. So, I mean, I'm fine either way. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I'm like the DNC. I'm going to be fine either way. Fuck what the ramifications of my incompetence may do to any of you. You could have desperately needed to hear original thoughts on this sonorous profit business. Sonorous business profits. I'll pitch that to the capitalists later. See if that's anything. More skeletons happening.
Back to the pit.
Fewer skeletons happening now. Hopefully no more skeletons happening. Immediately. There we go. The world can never be relied upon to get rid of bones.
Low and driven into the mud.
And really, thank God. Oh, there's a sparkly object. The contents. Oh, could he not put his bottle of and bread anywhere? Just gave them to a bird. Well then. Well, now that's just ordinary insects.
Executed with impunity.
I'm not sure what I've got to be honest, that's a bit of an anticlimax. They're not presenting that much of a problem even. I don't know what the point of these worms is. Are you alright at the front there? You seem to be sweating blood. Oh! Alright, never mind then. Fair enough. That's fair enough for the Phantom.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
We may. Ordinary bones. Iron Swan. How much damage would an Iron Swan actually do? Swans are vicious, bear in mind. I suppose one made of metal would kill a skeleton in one blow. We should test this. If anyone knows how to make birds out of metal, contact me. Via seance, obviously. Summoning ritual of some kind. Give me your birds, and I'll figure it out. You can leave it to me from that point on to empirically test your Iron Swan. Yes. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. You ever just down a vial of blood and just get real hopped up and punch a corpse into dust? All of that tracks. As does a knife. Knives don't track. I don't know how a knife would I don't even know how that would be implemented in reality. I'm writing checks that emeralds can't believe themselves. You good? Okay. Swanning about with precious stones. Okay, now in fairness, you've at least got one giant spider. But I mean, really. I don't get the impression you're taking this very seriously. Ruined hallway. He just vanished.
Be wary.
He just makes spiders vanish. You have to do better than that, ruined hallway, or we're never going to... I mean, it's not as if I'm actually doing anything. Ancient artifacts.
Finding the stuff is only the first step.
Just a box full of severed heads. Do you like my severed heads that I left for you? They're very good. He's taking them! He's like, don't you worry, I'll find a use for these, mate. Why is he not opening the much larger case that's clearly in the background there? That is a trunk of some description, is it not? Surely there's something in there. Give someone that head. Thank you. There's a harp. There's a perfectly good harp. That you could have taken, some scrolls, a skull. These are all good things that I would have brought with me, to be honest. Your pockets are a bit full with emeralds and shards of onyx. Eating a few sandwiches before he goes to what I presume has been his destination this entire time. I have to presume that. Otherwise, what he's done makes no sense. He's gearing up for it, mentally preparing himself.
The madman hides there, behind the pews, spouting his mindless drivel.
So that's what a sonorous prophet is. A man in the stocks, full of swords, crouching behind the pews. Fractured pew, dashed pew, pew blockade. And finally, the prophet you actually want. He seemed to be making some sort of point about the pews there. I'm afraid I don't know what it was. Who's opened this weird skylights on the two there? I wasn't paying attention, evidently. He's made things strange. But why did you think you could dazzle a pew? That was quite lyrical, the way I said it. It makes me feel like Dr. Seuss was about to get involved. Do you get it? I literally have some eyes that I can put on you. Rub the ruin. Oh, bloody hell. That's what you've been doing. You've made your eyes. He's prophesied your end. Sorry about that. That will happen. It's nobody's fault. Well, it's the prophet's fault. It's nobody's fault but the prophet's. And that particular pew. Is that what fulmination is? I must confess I'm not sure. It doesn't really come up during ghostly activities. That's probably a lie, I'm sure there's a bunch. The Exorcist, for one, sort of immediately. Mind you, that's more the devil than ghosts. I can't tell you what hell gets up to, I'm just an ordinary type fan. Well, I'm the Phantom. Yeah, not to sell myself short by any means. Doing it again, just to... Aha! You won't fulminate me. Oh, God! Oh, one of them's almost dead. Lovely. But why are you wasting your time... Loom? The man's name is Loom, and you're dropping rocks on his head when you needn't, frankly. You only have one move that will do any good against that target. Don't waste everyone's time. Huh. Well, the prophet's almost dead. Yes. That was rather more... For someone who can prophesize your doom, that was... rather a routine situation, I feel like. Bit more easily dealt with than people who usually have the power of premonition. Him and his pews weren't taking that terribly seriously, I don't think. His pews were holding him back, maybe. If he had had slightly less splintered wood. You just hold both of these severed heads. Fair enough. So did he win? Damn it. Oh well, he's got a bunch of shields. Whatever those are for, maybe that's what protected him. Ha! I gave one... 5 types. Well, they've got slow reflexes anyway, and that's me who did that and nothing else. Oh fuck, he's got boons. You've gone and given him boons. I don't know why I bothered, to be completely honest. I was going to be a malicious presence, causing problems for him. And now it's... whatever. It's whatever. I'm just gonna go. I'll see you all at some other point in my next scheme. Phantoms away!